There's a wonderful window of opportunity in western New York from the time the snow ends in springtime until the fall when it starts again, you know. But during that wonderful time, we've got some beautiful farms out this way. I'm in Orchard Park, New York, and this is my home parish. This is where I'm the pastor, St. Bernadette's. And we're going to head out to one of the farm stands today to kind of enter into this little, farm to table and all of these organics and everything else that's going on, natural foods, buy from your local producers, all these things that are very popular now, but have not just been popular just now, but, it's been from the beginning of time that we've honored creation and the Creator and the things that God gives us. And those things are particularly good during the summertime, I think, in the fall and the harvest season, really, in general. In the very beginning of the Bible, the book of Genesis, we learn that God makes the heavens and the earth. And for 6 days he's creating, and he makes, it says, sea monsters. I like that. And he has the seed-bearing plants and all those things that feed us. And so we're going to be fed today on some of the great food that comes from our farms and comes to our tables. On the sixth day, God created man and woman, and he found that they were very good. On the seventh day, he rested. Well, we're not going to rest today, but we're going to take a fun leisure day as we cook some things that come fresh from the farm next on our daily bread. So about 10 minutes from St. Bernadette Church, where I'm the pastor, we've got farm markets. And one of the ones I like to go to is a little bigger stand. It's got a lot of local things, but you can pick up some, deli meats and different things there too. It's called Bray Miller's Stand. And it's on the way from Orchard Park to Eden, New York. And we're going out Route 62 towards Eden, New York. They call it the Eden Valley, the Garden of Eden. There's a little sign when you go into Eden that says, welcome to Eden, the garden spot of New York State. Now, because farms are becoming so much more popular and people are going out to farm markets and farmers markets on the weekends and all these things, it really seems like it's kind of booming, especially around the harvest time and the good times of the year. And, all year, whenever, the first thing you got in the springtime, you get the springtime vegetables like peas, and you get garlic, and you get those things. And then, of course, in Eden, they have a corn festival every year, a corn festival. And the first corn comes in usually about the middle to end of July, and it changes everything, and everybody starts eating corn. We're gonna have to get some corn today, I know that. And what else? Oh, they got the tree fruits, the stone fruits they call them, all of those things. Maybe we'll pick up some. We'll see what they recommend today at Bray Miller's that's just kind of come in from the farm this morning. Well, we made it safely to Bray Miller's, and what a splendid array of all kinds of things. And
isn't it beautiful?
Cheryl from Bray Miller's has joined me here today. Now, I have always, like everybody who goes by the place, it's Bray Miller's, so
Yes.
I always think, well, there must be a Bray Miller family who've been doing this for generations, and there was.
Yes.
They were the first owners of the store, but second owners are
Bev DiCarlo.
Bev DiCarlo,
Yes.
DiCarlos, and they're new owners. They've only had it for 50 years.
50 years
So
at
that's-
least or more.
That's
Yes.
new out this way,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So we're going to try to highlight mostly the locally grown stuff that's fresh and just from the farm. Now the corn is really big out here.
Oh, it's wonderful.
And I was telling our
Yes.
friends on TV that there's a corn festival every year.
In Eden,
and they judge what's the best corn, right? Yeah. And this is grown by the Henry Farm.
Yes,
now,
it
when
is.
I come here for corn, I usually just look at it. I don't know why. I like one with a real dark silk head. I
When
don't know
it's
why.
nice,
and then
bright.
I just throw it in, and I never open it up.
Yeah,
But there are
very
people
good.
here who they open it
No,
all
I like
up
your.
and they throw.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the way you do it. It's much better. No.
Why is that?
Well, because then you're not letting any air in. You're keeping this nice and fresh, and you
Fresh.
don't do it until you do it to the grill or in the pot of water.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to keep it fresh.
Now this is kind of this corn. When would you say this was picked? Probably
This morning?
this morning.
Yeah, probably this
Amazing.
morning. Literally,
Okay.
we get the
So we
bags
get,
in fresh every day.
Do you look for anything in an ear of corn if it's unopened?
Bright green colors.
Look at this one. This has
And
got the whole stalk
really-
on it. Just look, it's got a little
yes.
baby corn on the side. I'll take that one just.
I
'cause
like
it's
it bright
interesting.
yellow inside.
Okay.
A little bit of the white doesn't matter
Uh-huh.
because that's like the buttercream.
Okay, that was
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have to actually count these carefully because when you get to the cash register, they count them again.
Yes,
right?
they do.
Do you get a
Yep.
lot of people trying to sneak a few
No,
extra?
we don't.
Well, I
No,
didn't think
we
so,
have.
but then
we
when
have
but then when
rarely.
they fingerprinted me one day, I was no.
No.
Are you counting?
No.
Oh boy, all right.
That's about it.
About 12.
One more? One
well,
more, just in case.
Well, if they get up there and an alarm goes off, I'm not going
Okay,
to be.
no, there will be
Okay.
no alarms.
And I love the fresh peas,
Oh.
but there are a lot of intensive labor, and I don't got a lot of time today, so we're going to skip the
Okay,
peas.
we're gonna skip those,
But I'm going
okay.
I'm going to buy some squash. Now, which is the?
This is
this
the yellow, and that's the zucchini. Sorry.
This yellow one is the yellow.
Yes.
Okay. And this actually looks dark. Why is this so dark?
I honestly don't know. That's the way it was grown.
Looks like a cucumber, but it's not. It's
No.
It's a zucchini. Now, some people like the big zucchinis. I like the smaller zucchinis.
Yeah.
Right?
Are you doing a salad
On the
or
grill. This is
on
for
the
the
grill?
Yeah.
So that'll be
but it
wonderful.
makes a great
cut up.
cold salad too.
Yes.
You know. So I'll get a couple of those.
Here,
Maybe
let
3
me
of these.
Get you a bag.
Okay. Well, you know, I don't know. Do I need a bag? I definitely am going to need
No,
a bag
not-
for the.
Well, I think you should keep it protects it.
It does.
Then
huh?
I will give you another
See.
one for the beans.
I'm always less bags, more. I
Okay.
don't know. Okay. And I'll take just one yellow one to be a little different, I think.
Well,
yeah.
the color on
Yeah,
for
the
your
different
kebab
colors.
or something
In
that
fact,
would be beautiful.
We don't have local tomatoes today, but I'm going to get a box of. I think those grape tomatoes have got a lot of
Yes.
flavor, you know.
Real
so maybe we'll do
sweet.
some of these. Now these are our local beans.
Oh, they're beautiful.
these
this
are a
week.
little. All you got to do is snap the. You don't have
Yeah.
to take the
I just-
tender end off,
Yeah,
right?
you don't.
You just do the one end,
Yeah.
and then you're all set.
Then you're all set. I knew you'd taste it. Is it good?
Oh yeah, it's very good,
Yeah.
real fresh. You're not supposed to do that though.
Well,
So-
we don't mind.
How do
As
you
long
know?
as you don't overdo.
Okay.
So you want a good handful, or do you want a pound or more?
I'm gonna go like probably a half a pound.
Okay.
'Cause
Is
I want
that good?
A little more.
Okay, a little
Yeah.
more.
Maybe I
Yours
want
is
a
more
pound.
like a
I want to
three-quarters of a pound.
I want to make a cold bean salad out of this.
Oh, that'll be-
with just a little
You
dressing
could
on
do
it.
little bacon onion drippings.
Oh, bacon onion drippings. Oh, you're killing me here with the trying to be fresh and natural and local and.
Or a little
she's-
lemon juice.
She's dumping lemon juice and
Lemon
bacon
juice,
grease
little
on the
lemon
things, which tastes good. Now the lettuces are beautiful. These are all local.
Oh, these have been coming out all season.
They're perfect.
Beautiful.
You know what I always notice too? When you buy it in a supermarket, you look at the bottom, and the bottom is usually real brown.
Yes.
But when you look at it
Not
local, it's
here.
right. It's just white as
Our
anything.
guys make sure it's fresh every hour.
And you've got the
Literally,
local
really.
bananas here. Oh no, those aren't local.
Romaine is.
Romaine is
not the-
local. Yeah.
yes.
Well, it just so happens that I have had my fill of romaine this summer, and I
Oh.
love it. But I've been grilling it.
Yes,
And we did a
that's
great
excellent.
grilled romaine with shrimp with a dill dressing, and you
Oh,
can
I
find that
haven't had that.
recipe. That we get the recipe at
Oh,
our
I will do
website,
that.
odbtv.org, odbtv.org, and that's a good one we did on one of our recent shows. Yeah. So what else we got? There's cauliflower that's local.
Yes, the
I'm not going to take it
broccoli.
today. The broccoli's
The broccoli
local.
and the cauliflower.
Yeah, I love
Oh,
cauliflower.
Green peppers?
Green peppers are local.
Yes,
Why don't we
they
grab a
are.
couple? Could you mind getting?
Yes,
a couple
I
of
would
those for
not
me?
mind.
This is great. I mean, when I'm just here by myself, people don't run around. But if you bring a couple of cameras in, here we are, and they're going running things. This, that.
There
But,
you
oh,
go, Father
thank you very
Paul.
much.
You're
oh,
welcome.
but let's move down there. I'm going to look for some stone fruit, some apples, and I guess
Let's go this way. Then
yeah,
we can go
let's
this
go
way
this
to
way.
the
Then we won't have
apricots.
to walk into the cameras. See you in a week or two.
Yes,
So-
yes,
All right,
looking
let's
forward
go.
to it.
Let's go back to the house and get this cooking, huh? There's a term that the French use. It's called mise en place. Mise en place. It means everything should be in its place. It's a kitchen term. It means everything should be in its place before you start going. And you know, I find that that's particularly important with if you're going to grill for a group. You know, because you know things can get away from you pretty quickly, and you've got to make sure that everything comes out about the same time. So some things are going to take a longer time to cook than others. For instance, the zucchini and the yellow squashes are only going to take a few minutes on a hot grill. Now the corn is going to take longer. Now what I did with the corn that we got, I cut off the silk top. I peeled back a number of layers, but I left several layers of the leaves over the corn, or the husks over the corn. Then we soaked it in water for about an hour, and then it goes on the hot grill, and you watch it closely, and I'll show you, we're going to make some compound butter to kind of give that a little zip. Not that it needs a little zip, but that's what we're going to do. Now the corn itself is going to take a pretty long time to cook. The tomatoes, by the way, these skewers have been soaking in water to make them a little bit more, so they don't burn up on the grill. So we're going to skewer tomatoes. Tomatoes are only going to take like 2 or 3 minutes at the most, and if you cook them too long, they'll just fall right apart. You'll recognize that for these kebabs, as I get everything in place, for these kebabs, we're going to cook all of the vegetables on separate skewers. I know it's popular to put them all on one, but the problem with that is then the tomatoes get too done, the zucchini's not done, the onions, if you put them on, the peppers, whatever it is, they may or may not get finished. You know what, I think, oh yeah, I put some peppers on there already. I got some green peppers that I put on the grill. Now let's see, let me set these aside in a safe place. We want to be very careful, especially outside, about not cross-contaminating. Now one of the things I also made, remember we got those beautiful cherries? Well, these are the cherries, and I pitted a bunch of them, and those are soaking in an Italian liqueur called Frangelico, which tastes like hazelnut. It's a hazelnut liqueur, and that's going to be great for our dessert. What did I do with the apricots? Do we have the apricots? I know I had them. Oh, here they are. Oh, yes. It's got all the little things to remind me. You know, I'm kind of fastidious about flies, bugs, ants, stuff like that, so I cover everything up with little tissue paper. But here are the apricots, and what you do is you cut these open with a sharp knife in a longwise circular motion. Is that a term? Longwise circular motion? Then you split it apart, pop out or cut out the pit. Now I put them in cinnamon, nutmeg, wine, lemon juice. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it for that. Okay. So we're just soaking those and letting those, all those good flavors kind of mix in. And we're going to use that too for our dessert a little bit later on. You know, when we're talking about putting everything in its place, we all have a place in God's creation. And that's one of the things that the popes through the ages, the Catholic Church, Christianity, the Bible has taught us, that everything has a place that is proper in the whole plan of creation that God has given us. Food certainly has a plan in our creation. And when we talk about farms and farmers and the hungry and all of these social justice and political issues, they get very tied up in a lot of things that pull each other back and forth, especially finances and money. But we're not just talking about commodities. We're not just talking about markets and futures markets and how much stuff is worth. We're talking about the dignity of the human person. You know, we're talking about the dignity of the human person, and that there are certain things that every person deserves just because they are a creation of God. Now, if you don't buy into that, well, we got a hard time there, because the first thing that we who are Christians and many in other faith traditions is a belief that the human person is given a spirit, the Spirit of God. We're different from the things that are around us that are created. We are the top of the creation, not in an arrogant way, but that being at the top of God's creation, being created, as Genesis says, male and female, he created them, and he saw that they were very good. We have to be very good by caring for our earth as well. Okay, and for one another. So we got our peppers are on here. Let's see. And those are going okay. Okay. This is chicken feta sausage. All right, we're gonna use some of that. We're gonna cut some of that and skewer it. Also, then we had the chicken tenders. This chicken has been marinating in lime juice, cilantro. There's a little bit of sriracha in there, a little bit of hot pepper sauce, a little salt and pepper, a little white wine vinegar, and all of this has come together, and that's going to be nice and spicy for those who like the spicy stuff. really, I got to try to get this the meat on the grill pretty soon because everything else is going to be just in place just fine. Okay. One thing, you know what? This is a very loose sausage. And what I mean by that, it's not ground very thickly. So I'm going to have a problem with that. Let's see. You know what? And, you know, in our show, you always find that something goes wrong or isn't quite the way you wanted it done. So that's all right. Yeah, these are going to fall out of the casing. So what I would suggest we do is just throw them on the grill. Let's try some of our sriracha and, oh, I know what I put in there, smoked paprika. I don't think I mentioned the smoked paprika. I think this is going to be a really good one. There's one, there's two. Now, I'm hoping this Italian sausage, this is going to be better than the chicken sausage. It's not so loosey-goosey. There we go, okay. Now, why would we put sausage on a skewer? Why do we eat sausage at all? Why not just eat the pork product? Well, sausage, it goes back a long way, and it was a way of kind of stretching the budget. You know, when you eat sausage, you probably might eat one. You don't probably eat as much protein, as much meat, as when you eat other meats when you eat sausage. So I'm going to put these on the grill too. We're doing good with the chicken. We're doing good with the chicken sausage. Hey, we're going to be back with more of our daily bread right after this. Welcome back to our daily bread. By the way, I took the beans and I cut off the one end of them, not the tender end. Left the tender end on. Then I blanched them, cooked them very quickly. Put some red peppers over them, cooked smoked red peppers, and a little salt and a little bit of olive oil. I might put a vinegar and acid on that, but I've got so much acid on so many other things, I thought maybe I'll just skip it for now. We'll see. But don't let that stop you. You know, all these recipes you can see at our website at odbtv.org. But you don't have to make them the way I make them. I mean, I'm cooking. I'm not baking. It's not a precise science. So you might make it a lot better than I do. You probably do. All right, here is, I'm making a compound butter, which is basically just, we're going to mix butter with some fresh herbs. So I'm going to use the same, basically the marinade that I used for the chicken. I'm going to make a compound butter to match that for the corn, if people want that. So it's cilantro, a little salt, a little bit of, let's see, what else do we need here? I want to put some lime juice in there. I want to put some sriracha in here. Let's see. So it's just a nice way of mixing things all up here. You know, have clean hands like I do. I promise you I do. And I'm going to put a little sriracha in there. I'm going to put a little here, and I'm just going to mash it together. You got to work quick, especially if you're outside like me, because you don't want it to melt. Now again, this is something that a lot of people might not care for, but I think it's going to add a wonderful flavor on that grilled corn on the cob, that roasted corn on the cob that we got fresh today. Okay, so there's one of our butters, and I'm leaving it right there in a dish with the sriracha. If you're not going to use it right away, you could certainly put that back in the fridge for a while. Compound butter, just you mix some things in with it, you know, and see how it turns out. Let's see what we got cooking here. Okay. Well, we have some peppers. There are our peppers. Oh, our tomatoes are definitely done. As I said, if you leave them on too long, they'll really start to pop, but they are very tasty when you kind of cook those. Here's our Italian sausage. Whoa, whoa, almost lost that. Be careful. And here's our more Italian sausage on the skewers. Here is our chicken that we marinated in that same recipe that we used for the butter, the compound butter. the sriracha. This is going to be a little spicy. Okay. This looks nice. This is really coming along nicely. Here's our chicken sausage. Remember, they wouldn't play by the rules, so we couldn't skewer them, but we put them right there for anybody to grab those. I don't even know what this one is. Oh, that's more sausage, Italian sausage. Okay. Now we got our zucchini. Throw some corn on here. You want to let that cool a little bit before you open it up. Need it. I better get this done. I want to grill our apricots with this beautiful red wine juice with the nutmeg and the cinnamon. I'm going to put the flesh side down, skin side up to get some nice little charred grill marks there. Ooh, let's pour that over. That's good. Oh, let me steam those for a few minutes and grill those. You know, I think it'd be just great to present this just like it is and bring it to the table and let people choose whatever they want out of here, huh? A little bit, a tiny bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, especially over the veggies. A little bit of nice extra virgin olive oil, especially just a little bit over the veggies, especially. So we've got our grilled veggies, we've got our fresh, beautiful bean salad. We've made our compound butter for the corn. Now all we got left to do is the dessert. Now let's do a nice adult dessert. Here we go. A drop, by drop I mean less than half a teaspoon, there we go, of honey in the bottom of this dish. Just a half a teaspoon at the most. I'm going to take some beautiful, locally made vanilla bean ice cream. Okay. I'm going to get some nice, scoops out of that. 1.5. Over the honey, okay? Now the honey is made by one of the priests of our diocese. He has his own bee collection. It's Father Richard. He's actually the bishop's secretary. It's called Holy Honey. So I guess you can get this from him. So there we go with that. Let's see. So now I'm going to take the one I'm going to put in these beautiful apricots. So honey, apricots, vanilla ice cream, and whether you will believe it or not, over the apricots, just a tiny, 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 tiny drizzle of a very good balsamic vinegar. Whoa. Now here's the other one. This is the one with the cherries in the fresh cherries that we pitted, that we got from the local orchards today. And I pitted those, and I soaked this for a long time, at least a few hours, in Frangelico, which is a wonderful Italian liqueur that tastes like hazelnuts. That's why I say these are kind of adult desserts. I probably put too many cherries on that, but that'll be mine then, okay? And we got some more corn here. Now the corn, we left some of the husks on so that it would steam first, and then after it steams, it would kind of brown just a little bit. The kernels, oh, this is going to be delicious. Look at that beautiful corn. And you know what? I'm going to take a little of our butter with the sriracha. Sriracha? What do we put in there? We put in sriracha, unsalted butter, cilantro, and lime. And it's going to melt right into that corn. And I'll tell you, that is going to be good if you like that. Or you can use regular butter, you know, whatever you like. So, wow, we have been through the mill today. I've been running around like crazy on our daily bread. But remember at the beginning, I was telling you, we put everything in place, mise en place, everything in place. So we tried to put everything in place at the beginning so we could cook in a timely way. But also now we have everything in place, everything ready to eat, everything ready to call people to the table to share a meal. Now I use the term mise en place because, not just because it's a French term for cooking and putting everything in its place, but because You and I, all of us, have a special place in God's creation. You and I were created by God, as is the food, as are all of our brothers and sisters who we invite not only to the banquet table on earth, but to the banquet of eternity with Christ in the eternal reunion in which for which we all hope. That's what our real hope, that's what our real faith is about. Thanks for joining us on our daily, thanks for joining us on our daily bread. I hope you had a good time with us today. And God bless you. Until next time, I hope you have a very peaceful, peaceful time. What do you look for in a fruit?
Well, I like the color.
Okay.
And not too firm.
Not
just
too
a little
firm,
give.
not
a
too
little
soft.
give. That's what I
Okay.
like.
That's one thing, when you don't have local stuff, a lot of times it gets shipped out before it's
Yes.
really ripe.
Yes.
And you
right.
got to kind of almost let it ripen itself, don't you?
Yeah, a brown paper bag always helps,
Okay.
especially with stone fruit, peaches, plums.
Well, that's a nice one. I think that'll be a good amount. Okay, great.
These are homegrown, yes.
Okay.
All of these, the sour and the sweet.
Well, I think they're going to help me do a lot of pitting today, huh? So why don't we take a bag of
Take a
these?
smaller bag then. That one's
Okay,
smaller. There
good.
you go.
Oh, beautiful.